Well, good afternoon. This is the Pen and Journal. I want to do a follow-up video for the ones that saw my video when I was in my vehicle a couple of weeks ago, and it was about my journaling and journaling in general. I want to do a follow-up, video number 2 about journaling habits, my journaling habits, why I like to journal, and I also want to go over, the notebooks I use and why I use them. Just a discussion about what kind notebooks that are good and what I like, the reason I like the ones I use. So with that, I'm going to get started. Now journaling to me it's making history books. A lot of people don't think about that, but when you're writing stuff down, you're writing. I know I do. I write from what's in here and my experiences up here. I may write about something that happened today, something I experienced today, or if I'm out in the woods, something I see or something I find, I'll jot it down. Uh, Something one of my grandkids said, or a vacation we were on. If I'm on vacation, I might write every day. Usually on a camping trip, I write every day about what we did and our experience and different things like that. So you don't have to be structured. Uh, and if that's the way you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to do a gratitude journal or a bullet journal, or have a subject that you want to do every day, journal about your work experiences, whatever. So if you want to do that, that's great. That's great. That's you got to make it your own. Okay, you got to make it your own, and that's what I do. I write about what's in here and what's in here. I don't worry about if I don't write today. That's fine. If I don't write tomorrow or today, that's fine. When I feel like writing something down, and I do write a lot, that's what I'll do. Uh, so one of the things I discussed in my last video was you don't have to start off with an expensive journal or a notebook. You don't have to start off with an expensive ink pen. You don't have to do that. Uh, you can go and get you just a spiral binder notebook with a G2 or a big pen and just get started. You don't have to go to the expensive part. But what I choose to write with, you know, when I first started taking notes, what got me journaling, taking notes in high school, that's how that was part of my studying. So I would take a lot of notes, and I've always done it. Went from high school to work to church. I take a lot of notes about things. So I've always kind of been a note taker. So I kind of went toward the journaling. Journaling to me is relaxing. It kind of relieves some stress in you. It uh, it just lets you put down your thoughts, and you're leaving something for your children, your grandchildren. That's that's written by you that will always be there. I wish my parents would have done it. My daddy's 88 years old. I would have loved to had 80 years of him, 60 years or 50 years of his journals where I could read about his life. You're writing things about your life, yeah, and they may be some things you say, well, I don't want people to see that. It don't matter. It's your thoughts. When you leave it to your children or grandchildren, they're going to love it. Trust me, they will love it. But this is the one I started with as far as a journal, and I've had this for years, for quite a while. This was one of the first ones I made in my leather shop, uh, and it's www.etsy.com shop EDC leather works. www.etsy.com/shop/EDC Leatherworks. If you're interested. If not, that's fine. Go to Walmart or to an office supply and just get you a cheap notebook to start with. That's what I started with. So this is my small notebook, and I carry this in a pack. It goes with me every day. I've got this with me every day. I've got this, and I usually have this pen. This is a poker pen, and I usually have it, just kind of slid on it, and it goes in my pack. Uh, so I use it a lot. Uh, One of the things I enjoy writing is my adventures, my outdoor adventures. Uh, and I camp, I kayak fish, I go turkey hunting, I look for go I go foraging, looking for morel mushrooms, plant identification. I just enjoy being outdoors, hiking. I enjoy that, looking around. So, you know, uh, this is one of my turkey hunting uh, activities right here. I write a lot of my activities down. I write camping trips down. And one thing you might want to do is what I enjoy doing is I write the weather down on all of my journals. I write whatever the weather is that day. So that's something I do. But this is my adventure log. This is my first notebook in here. I've got 4 notebooks. So my second notebook, it's a log and jotter. Great notebook. Log and jotters are great notebooks. I got a subscription to them. I get one a month. They have great artwork on the covers. So I like them. These are 3.5 by 5.5 notebooks. A small notebook. You got the field notes. So, but anyway, that's what I use. You choose what you want to use. But this second one is my devotionals, Bible scripture, or quotes from people that I find this inspirational to me. And it may be a family member that told me something, and I just want to keep it, as something that I look back on. My third notebook, and this is actual moleskin. I'm not trying to sell notebooks. I'm just telling you what I use. This is a moleskin Cahir. I think that's how you pronounce it. Moleskine, Cahir, whatever. But so this is just my random journaling, just my normal journaling, writing down life experiences. And it can be about anything. It can be about anything. It can be about the weather. It can be about one of my family members, about one of my grandchildren, something they said, or about something that happened in my life. I lost my mother 3 years ago, and I've got stuff in here about her being in hospice. So things to look back on. Sometimes you write painful things. You write things that are hurtful to you. Sometimes you write things that are positive and great. I write about things in our culture, write about random stuff. That's what I enjoy. Whatever's in here and that I feel like I want to write down, that's what I do. Okay. So that's the third notebook I have in here. And this is just my notebook. You don't have to do it this way. You make it your own. This is my fourth notebook. And this is another moleskin. And this is just I sketch. I draw and sketch. Sketching and drawing, and I'm not an artist. I don't paint, whatever. But sketching and drawing, this is a turkey feather. It is just very relaxing. But it's just, to me, it's like journaling. It's something that I feel like I want to do right then to relax. So I'll sit down and get me a ink pen, pencil, whatever, and I'll just make a sketch. I was sitting in downtown Valdosta a few years ago. Well, not real long ago, but I was at work, and I was sitting right here at this building, and I decided I want to draw that building in Valdosta, Georgia. So I love wildlife. I love birds. I love trees, any outdoor stuff, and I tend to draw more about that. Uh, I like to write down what wildlife I see, different things like that when I'm in the woods. I spend a lot of time in the woods. Yeah, I enjoy it. So, sketching. Sketching's another thing to relax. Yeah, and that's kind of random, weird. That's just my sketches. And never think that you can't sketch or write something. I don't care who you are. Don't don't sell yourself short and think that you cannot write, because you can. It don't have to be a masterpiece or a book that you're going to sell, that you're going to publish. It might not be something you're going to hang in an art gallery, but it's something that you did. And I'm sure my children appreciate this. Look what my daddy drew. Look what my dad drew. More random stuff. That's just inside of an old workshop. That's cavalry. And don't be afraid, people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to sketch something. Don't be afraid to write. Write your feelings down. Don't be afraid. That's one of my bird feeders. That's a limb with a bird. Like I said, I'm not an artist, but I enjoy doing it. So if you want to sketch, fill it up with sketchbooks. If you want to write and sketch, do both, just like this one. And this is a small size journal, notebook, whatever you want to call it. It's small. I made it, and I made it what I like. It's leather. And that's another thing that I would suggest. To me, part of the writing experience, and this is just me, is having an ink pen that you like, that you enjoy writing with, and a notebook that you enjoy handling and that you enjoy having in your hand, like the smell of leather. Make something your own. You can buy a cheap notebook to start with. You can buy a cheap ink pen. If you want to use a fountain pen, I use fountain pens when I'm at home journaling. This is a Lamy, and this is a Parker Jotter. Both of these ink pens are reasonably priced, under $50. You can go to your office supplies. You can go online and order Parker Jotter ink pen, or just get you a disposable ink pen and just a spiral notebook, and start off that way. It's still going to be your words. It's still going to be your drawings, whether you go this route or you go a cheaper route to start with. You may go a cheaper route to start with, and then find out I really, really enjoy journaling and all. So I'm gonna step up a little bit and get me a little nicer notebook. Like I said, this notebook goes in my pack. It goes with me every day. Okay, it's a small size, 3.5 by 5.5. This is the one. This is the one I use at home, and I did make this one too. This is my leather journal, uh, and I choose to use on this one 3 notebooks. A lot of people say, "Why don't you just put one in there?" Well, because I like to use different ones, and this is a moleskin. This is a moleskin Cahir. I guess that's how you pronounce them. But they got a cardboard. They got the cardboard covers, thick cardboard, and this one's ruled, as you can see. And this is the first one. This is the first one in this notebook, and it's scripture, it's Bible devotionals, things like that in here that I like to do, that I start my day with. I enjoy doing devotionals in the morning. Uh, uh, you can just write your thoughts down. You know, this is a Bible scripture my dad sent me, and I wrote it down. Uh, that's the first notebook, and these things come in different colors. You can get tan, black, red, different colors. This is the way I choose it. Or you can just put one. You can just put one moleskin in there like this one. You can just put one in there, however you want to do it. It's the same size. This is the large size, and I can't remember the measurements actually. I want to say, I want to say 6 by 8 or 6.5 by 8, something like that. Uh, so my second one in here. Okay, this is my journaling, my random thoughts that are in this one. Okay, and I always put the date, and I put the weather, and you can do them however you want to do it. I put the weather down. Uh, Sometimes I just write a paragraph and move on. Sometimes I write full pages. however you want to do it that day. I don't, I don't, I mean, I guess it is structured because I write the date and I write the year and I write the weather. So I guess it is structured somewhat, but I don't push myself to journal every day. It's like if I feel like writing something, I'm gonna write it. But it's usually about an experience. This was about a storm, the ice storm in Mississippi that I worked as a damage assessor. So I wrote my experiences down. And my family will be able to look back like, here's a history book of my dad. Christmas party. Something about your family. So I'm not structured. I do write a lot, but I don't put a schedule on it, what I'm trying to say. So this is my second notebook in my large journal. And so now, like I showed you in the small journal, I have a sketch page, sketch notebook in here. Like I said, this is just a little bigger notebook that I like to sketch into. I've got the small one. I may be sitting in the truck and sketching that one, or be sitting in the woods. This one's what I do at home. I keep this one at home. Or I put it in my suitcase sometimes and carry it on vacation with me. But see, it's just a sketch of an old fence, barbed wire fence with some trees. Just something that I think is beautiful. That's another sketch. Another fence. You'll find out I stray a line. I sketch a lot about outdoor stuff. That's a vine. Uh, but it's just random stuff. This was a trip Finoki right here. Cypress tree. And you don't have to be an award-winning artist or a writer to write and sketch. And I'll tell you, everybody out there has talent. If you don't be afraid, if you want to sketch or draw something, just do it. It don't have to be the best looking, most beautiful thing in the world, but it's something you're doing. And I promise you, your children, grandchildren, your friends, whoever, one day will enjoy this. They'll enjoy looking at that stuff you did. And plus, it's a good stress reliever. Journaling to me, writing and sketching is a great stress reliever. I'm sorry, reliever. So don't be afraid to do it. Don't put pressure on yourself to do it. If you've never done, I'm 61 years old. I've been doing it most of my life. I started taking notes in high school, and I've been doing it ever since. I went from note taking to journaling. This is my work notebook right here. This is my notebook that I write things. This is work things that I write down. It's not journaling. It's not journaling. This is work related because there's things that I have to remember, and I get so much every day that I have to write stuff down. I do my planning. I've also got a planner I carry every day. I carry this in my planner, and sorry about that. One of the ways I stay organized is I got one of these from Duluth Trading. It's just a canvas. It's a canvas notebook, or not notebook, but a little canvas bag. And I put my planner in it, and I've got this work notebook and some ink pens and my receipts. And I just take it to the vehicle with me every morning. I've also got one that I take to church with my Bible, and I got a notebook in it. Okay, so this is the large size. This is a large size. Just the ones I use. Now this is an extra large. I believe what they call. I can't remember what the size of this one is. I think I want to say it's 7.5 by 11. Don't quote me on that. But this is another moleskin. Uh, I don't know if you can see the moleskin right here. It's another moleskin notebook, and this one you can get this one in a hard cover, or you can get it in this plastic cover. I kind of like the plastic cover on this one because it bends more and it lays down good. But either one of them is good. And this is the one I use at home when I do my devotionals in the morning, because I can fit more stuff in it. As you can see, uh, I do a lot. I do a lot of that. As you can see, I write the weather down. And another thing to remember is penmanship. We're losing that form of communication because our kids, they got these. You're not going to get penmanship. Yeah, these have good quality. These are good things for planning. I use a paper planner in my little bag right there. I still like to use a paper planner, a notebook planner. Not saying that I don't use this calendar in this, because I do. I use the notes thing in this, but I tend to use more of the old school stuff, pens, pencils, notebooks. But I use it with this. And the reason I'm saying that is because our kids now, they're so wrapped up with these phones, we're going to have a culture that can't even write cursive. I write cursive and I print. It just depends on what mood I'm in. So try to write cursive. It'll improve your penmanship. Okay. If you don't want to get one of these with a cover, just get you a small 3.5 by 5.5 notebook like these. Field notes, login jotter. You can get the moleskin. You can get the Word, and just put it in your shirt pocket. You know, women, put it in your purse. Put it in your pocket. Men, put it in your pocket. Put it in a little pack. Most men carry some kind of a bag. We call them man purses. But a lot of men I carry a bag every day. It's got just my items for daily use in there. So you can fit these in your pocket. This can be your journal. This can be your journal. And you can get ruled. You can get the different type pages. Get the dot pages. So you get the grid. So even if you just get one of these or a spiral binder, get that. You will never, ever, ever regret using the journal. You don't have to use one of these. You may want to start cheap ink pen, uh, or start with something bigger or better. You can use highlighters. I use highlighters. Don't be afraid to use highlighters in your notebooks. You know, uh, you can get a cheap ink pen. This is just a throwaway ink pen. You can get a little bit better. This is a Bic. Or you can go one of these, Parker Jotter, ballpoint, Parker Jotter. Uh, uh, I just had a memory loss here. A fountain pen, sorry, and a Lamy fountain pen. You don't have to spend $100 on a fountain pen. This one's under $50. I think this one's under $25. But you don't have to start off that way. You can get a poker pen. Good for the shirt pocket. Good for the pocket. Good for the purse. So no excuse. Don't be afraid to journal. Don't be afraid to start. And don't be afraid to write down what you're thinking. Don't be afraid to sketch. You'll enjoy it. And it is a good stress reliever, I promise you. So with that, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit a like, and hit the little bell. And that way, when I come out with a new video, I'm gonna try to do more videos. Uh, different subjects about writing and pens and journals and notebooks, whatever. So with that, just God bless you. Have a great day. Be safe out there. Thanks for watching. And also leave a comment. I'd like to see what people use, what you think about the video, and what pens or journals you use, what you enjoy writing about. So leave me a comment. I really appreciate it. God bless you.